on my cash stack. High yields on stable coins, yeah, that's where my bag at. All I really need is Wi-Fi, get money on DeFi, mega cash on M.I.M.S. You better run when the runners run, show you how to get your money up. Dollar inflated like bubble gum, markets are jumping like double dutch. Buying up gold till I get a ton, crypto, yeah, I got some. You better run when the runners run, you better run when the runners run.
All right. Good evening, everyone. It is Monday, February 3rd, 2025. So much is going on right now. We wanted to do a live presentation to keep you guys up to date on everything that is going on. Decided to let M.I.M.S have the night off, but in his honor, we're going to go ahead and give him the money clap, because real money always wins. Sometimes things go up, sometimes things go down. But tonight, guys, we got to celebrate, because we have been talking about getting real physical money for 5 years now. And there's a reason you want to have cryptocurrency and gold and silver. Gold and silver have been used as money for over 10,000 years. They're outside of the system, and you are able to liquidate when you want, and their stability has outlasted wars, famine, anything it can throw at it. So once again, gold hits an all-time high. And again, guys, we have the best prices on gold and silver. So make sure you contact us so that you're getting your metals at the lowest prices. You don't want to overpay on gold and silver. And congratulations to those who have been stacking up real world assets. Gold at $28.53 right now, over a $19 trillion market cap. And then, of course, we're going to get to Bitcoin here in a minute. What a wild weekend that was in the crypto community. Silver at $32.54, still the most undervalued asset on the planet, and we have the best, lowest prices on it. So make sure you guys are not forgetting to get real physical assets like gold and silver. But the crypto market saw a crazy drawdown the other day, and I'm here to just kind of calm some nerves, because I know you hear a lot of people saying right now, oh, the bull run's over. What are we going to do? Sell everything and go away. Okay. I think, again, this was a complete manipulation. That's why it happened on a Sunday. They used a catalyst like Trump putting tariffs on Mexico and Canada to scare the market. And there's these people called the market makers, where they basically control the prices on exchange, especially temporarily on a Sunday. So I think Ethereum shows this best. You can see here Ethereum has come down to about this 2200 line multiple times. The first one was last January. Then it did it again in August, again in September. And now we have it coming back to test that low. So I don't think we have anything to worry about. I know a lot of the altcoins are down right now. To me, guys, this is just a great opportunity to buy. Now, Bitcoin is resilient. Okay. It had that huge bounce down to about 92,000 and is already back up over 100,000. So Bitcoin showing a lot of strength here, especially relative to the other altcoin markets. But again, we can see what is popping here. And this is kind of like I predicted. BitTensor Tau is an AI blockchain that has a huge upgrade coming out February 10th. We are actually, in my crypto community, very big into the AI agents on BitTensor Tau, which is Vapor, which this looks very good for Vapor as to where we are at. You can see Onyx coin, which is a relatively new coin, but has done well. That's up 32%. XDC is a real world asset coin, up 29%. FET is an AI play as well. Radium at 28%. That's the exchange on Solana, the DeFi exchange. Mantra is another real world asset play, and Ondo as well, RWA play, up 24%. So the market is bouncing back, but let's look at what caused this. Let's see, where do we start with? We're going to go over assets. So the big report was that Trump threatened, I thought I posted something about it. Trump threatened let me put this here for a second. Okay, so this will kind of explain what happened. And so here's what I will say, guys. Tariffs are one of the most complicated thing to understand. I've done a lot of research on them and I've kind of changed my perspective on them. I did used to be against tariffs. I was kind of fell into this libertarian world and they have this view that isn't very realistic that, oh, we need free trade. And, if we have free trade, capitalism will win. Well, the problem is no one else has free trade. Everyone else charges us tariffs to sell stuff in their country, so we can't do it, but we let them sell stuff for ours for essentially free. So we won't watch this whole thing, but this is probably the best video I found from Anthony Pompliano to really make it simple about when tariffs are used the right way. They're actually very good, especially for Americans. So I want to watch this just for a minute. And if someone watching can let me just make sure you guys can hear it, just drop it in the chat so I know you guys can hear it.
We're going to have to sit down and talk about tariffs. There's a ton of fear in the market. Stocks are crashing and everyone is freaking out.
So this is what they're claiming caused the stock market to go down and the crypto market to crumble on Sunday because of this news about Trump doing the tariffs. So the initial, media stock market response was, oh my gosh, this is horrible because tariffs are bad. And now the economy is going to get bad. But again, most of those people don't know what they're doing.
But here's the thing. The fear that people have about tariffs is misplaced. I previously really didn't like tariffs, but then I went and did a bunch of work. I read source materials, I looked at data, and I started to think for myself, and I came away with a completely different conclusion. Frankly, I was surprised. I was blown away by the fact that everything I had been told about tariffs was wrong. So let me explain to you a little bit about what I found. When George Washington became the first president of the United States, the second bill he ever signed was to implement a flat 5% tariff on all imports coming to the US. We created something called the Revenue Cutter Service, which is now known as the Coast Guard, to enforce that 5% tariff. And the whole idea was that the US government was funded through tariffs. We had no income tax. All of the money the government used came from tariffs.
So I just want to pause that there so you guys can see that. And of course, what happens here, this is the Civil War, okay? And for those of you that know that how America became a corporation in 1870 at the Civil War, you'll understand why this is kind of when the tariffs went out. But you can see here, almost all the revenue was done by tariffs when America was prospering and growing. This was also a very rich time in American history after the Civil War, before 1908. And this is when, sometime in here is one of the first bank panics, and then we get the Federal Reserve here, which is why it comes down. And then there was some in the mid-20s, but really since then we haven't had it at all.
And that continued for about 70 years. But then somewhere around 1850, we began to loosen up those tariffs. We wanted to start to trade with other people outside the United States. And so from 1850 to 1950, in a 100-year span, we went from more than 90% of government revenue coming from tariffs all the way down to nearly zero. At the same time that we took away tariff revenue, we implemented federal income tax. 1913 until 1950, we saw an explosion of that federal income tax. And so we went from taxing other countries and other corporations to benefit the American citizens to now we tax the American citizens to benefit other countries and other corporations. In 2018, during President Trump's first administration, he implemented tariffs on solar panels, washing machines, and steel. The idea was that he was going to protect American industries. He was going to introduce an increase in American manufacturing. He was going to create more American jobs. He was going to be able to actually bring down the price of American goods. He was going to avoid inflation, and the government was going to make more revenue. Now, plenty of critics yelled and screamed, and they said that tariffs are inflationary. Tariffs bring a higher price, and therefore they actually hurt the consumer. They don't help. But I went and I looked at the data, and actually the critics are wrong. Instead, let me tell you what happened. Solar panels price went down. Now, solar panel prices had been going down for a while. Technology is deflationary. The technology gets better and products become lower prices. No different than why TVs are so much less expensive today than they used to be. So as those solar panels came down and the tariffs were introduced in 2018, we actually saw solar panels continue to drop lower and lower in price. On top of that, the American manufacturing of solar panels actually went up. The whole idea of introducing tariffs to foreign-made solar panels meant that American companies now had a competitive advantage and they began to produce more. On top of not only having lower prices for the solar panels and American manufacturing increasing, we also saw the consumer continue to want to install solar panels. So we saw prices go down, American manufacturing increase, and the solar installations almost 10x from 2018 until today. That is a perfect example of how tariffs were able to protect the American industry, create American jobs, raise revenue for the government, and also continue to see prices fall rather than increase. But maybe you don't like the solar panel example. Maybe you think solar panels had a secular trend, or maybe you think it's an outlier. So let's look at washing machines. Washing machines historically have been made outside the United States, and it's a really consumer purchase.
So this is a great video. He goes on to explain how laundry was helped by the tariffs, and then he also goes into steel. So he gives 3 really good examples of what that is. Then he goes into, again, guys, there's so much winning going on. It's crazy. Elon Musk is just getting in there and cutting government. So reducing the federal deficit from 2 trillion to 1 trillion in 2026 requires cutting an average of 4 billion a day and projected 2026 spending from now to September. That would still result in a 1 trillion deficit, but economic growth should be able to match that number, which would mean no inflation in 2026. Super big deal. So along with these tariffs, and we're cutting spending, especially wasteful spending. And then this, again, is almost half of Canadian businesses plan to shift more investments and operations to the U.S. to mitigate potential tariffs and maintain market access per the Globe and Mail. So again, what Trump is doing has already been done. I knew it would, guys. I told when we had our team meeting on Zoom Sunday, I'm like, guys, this is nothing. I guarantee you Trump's going to fix all this tomorrow. He's just using this as a negotiation, conversation piece. And sure enough, that day, Trump meets with the president of Mexico. She agrees to supply 10,000 Mexican soldiers on the border, and they're going to specifically design to stop the flow of fentanyl and illegal immigrants into the country. So if you remember, Trump said, we're going to protect this country and Mexico is going to pay for it. And then he's going to freeze the tariffs and, negotiate a bunch of other stuff. This is the art of the deal, guys. Like, please just stop listening to the media. Like, they're basically lying about everything. And then after that, Canada came out and did the same thing with Trudeau. So basically, Trump is, again, master of the art of the deal. He's putting America first and helping us win in multiple levels. I mean, it's hard to even get into it. A couple more crypto things I wanted to show you guys. Again, you got to remember, whatever they tell you, it's probably the opposite of what's going on. So as people are saying, this is going to be horrible with crypto. Two big news. Number one, Eric Trump posts, in my opinion, it's a great time to add ETH. And they have been buying, here's another one, Ethereum Foundation deploying 50,000 ETH into DeFi, starting with Aave, first major institutional treasury directly using protocols it helped build. So that was on February 1st, which is why I think ETH went down so much. You have Eric Trump saying it's a great time to buy ETH. Here's just some other guys. This is just bullish news, guys. Tau, that's the AI one I told you about, just added to Coinbase roadmap while doing plus 12% today. Fixed supply token running 80% staked going into February catalyst. So what that means is fixed supply, there's not creating any more of it. 80% of it staked. And in February, like I said, February 10th, they kind of have a new mainnet coming out. So watch Tau, guys. Tau could rip, could be massive. Here's another one that shows me I don't think this bull market's over. I think this was the bull trap. I'll show you here that in a minute. Stable coins added 40 billion since November. USDT on exchanges is up 41% to 43 billion of dry powder. Largest liquidity stack up before price action since 2021. So this is where I think we are at, guys. This is called the bear trap, right? We kind of had the trend emergence. We kind of had a shakeout in the summer. This is what I would say is kind of like Trump getting into office. We kind of had our first sentiment extreme with the AI agent boom, and things were getting frothy at the beginning of December. And this has kind of been our bear trap. And now we're just going to kind of be in here. Everyone's going to think it's over. And the next thing you know, you wake up and, Bitcoin's $120,000 and altcoins are ripping. So what I want to kind of focus on right now is we are set for a proper alt season. These shakeouts, just to shake out weekends, stay sharp, and hodl your favorite RWA. So again, guys, I want to stress RWA because I think it is one of the biggest narratives that we're going to have. Now, what is happening with gold? This has to do with real world assets, guys. The COMEX gold contract deliveries are going full LBMA. What that means is they are taking possession of the physical assets of gold, not just the paper contracts. Because again, this is all rigged and manipulated. They took out 70 tons in all of January, and in 3 days in February, they have taken out 126. And this one goes into a little bit more. Holy cow, 4,649 gold contracts already delivered in 3 days in February after a heavy 22,000 delivered in January. This is completely unprecedented. London was drained, and now it's happening in the US on the COMEX. So the LBMA is London. So basically the real gold has been drained from London because people want the actual physical assets, not just the fake paper that they trade. And now it's happening in the US on the COMEX. So massive amounts of people are getting real world assets. So this is why it's so big, guys. And another huge crypto news, where I think they flushed us out Sunday. Tomorrow, President Trump's AI and crypto czar David Sachs to host press conference on February 4th at 2:30 about digital assets and how America will secure its position as leader. So we went from, okay, so let's just make sure everyone's on the same page here. We went from Joe Biden and what's that guy's name? The SEC, Gary Gensler, okay? No regulation, no control. They just sued everybody, right? They just had regulation by enforcement. They wouldn't tell you what the rules were, how to follow the rules. Even Coinbase was like, please just tell us what the rules are and we'll follow them. They didn't. They sued Coinbase. They sued XRP. They sued crypto.com. They sued everyone, okay? Because they did not want this type of technology making the world a better place, getting into the hands of the people. They wanted to keep control of everything. And now we have a president that wants America to be the crypto capital of the world, that wants to allow innovation, entrepreneurship, and this amazing blockchain technology to just flourish in America. And so it's about time, guys. So what I'm excited about, okay, I mean, you guys can chase your meme coins if you want to, but I think what will really bring true stability to crypto is real world assets. So when you can take currencies, commodities, and so that's why I talked to you guys about what's happening on the COMEX, why they're draining all the gold. Because once we can tokenize something, we can have it to where we know there's actually a one-to-one backing, like a real 1 ounce gold coin. Once it's tokenized, it's tradable. And you know it actually exists because you're having, third parties verify this stuff. Right now, you can't trust the LBMA or the COMEX. They don't have possession and ownership. Same thing with oil, stocks, real estate, bonds, fine artwork. Everything is going to be moved on chain. So Ricardo and I have been talking about this for a long time. The last couple of weeks is we are involved with an amazing real world asset company that is powering the future of this real world asset and ownership. And this team has already helped over 100 other companies get onto the stock market, the NASDAQ. That's what they specialize in, is helping companies go public on the stock exchange. But the stock exchange has many problems, which is why I don't buy stocks. And smaller companies are getting crushed on the stock market because of something called naked shorting, which is exactly what they do in gold and silver to manipulate the market and price. So these smaller businesses that went public on the stock market to raise capital are getting crushed by big hedge funds who will just naked short their stock prices. So what they're doing now is they're instead having these companies that are 50 million to about $1 billion tokenize their assets onto the blockchain so that they can get liquidity to improve them or grow capital to expand. And then those investors can get returns from their dividends. And of course, to do this, those are securities. So they have to be registered with the SEC, which is what T7X is doing. So we're going to actually go this week to the grow estate in Oklahoma. We're going to go to the oil facilities in Oklahoma just to show you guys and validate how real and legit these investment vehicles are. And then in March, we're actually going to the resort in Tulum. So this is what T7X is doing. They are partnering with these companies. They are helping them register with the SEC, filling out their Reg A's and Reg D's so that we have trust and transparency. We have audits. We know what's going on so that then these can be facilitated using the blockchain. All right. And that's where the trusted smart chain nodes come in that we've been talking about. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, or you're missing out, you want to know more, reach out to one of us. Okay. I've built this website. It's rwatrust7.com, but goes into what is tokenization, what is real world assets. You can watch a full presentation on Trusted Smart Chain and T7X, and you can buy your TS node here. Now, I've already gotten 5 nodes, and I'm excited. I think this is going to be massive. I want to make sure we are bringing you guys all of this. So we'll be out in Oklahoma, going live, explaining everything that is happening with this amazing project. But I am super excited for RWA in general, and then also for what's going on with Trusted Smart Chain. And I think this is another one I wanted to bring to you guys. Breaking, RWA soar to a record 17 billion, even as Bitcoin slips under $100,000. Tokenized private credit leading the charge. Are you paying attention? RWA tokens. So this is a great website you can go to, rwa.xyz, to show what is being brought onto the blockchain. Now, most of these are very simple things, right? They're like treasury debt, corporate bonds, private credit. But what TX7 or T7X and TSC are looking to do is to bring more real world businesses that are cash flowing every single month to help pay out those dividends. And then we're able to run the network. So RWA, guys, I think is going to change the entire cryptocurrency space, because it's not just going to be built on hype and hope anymore and the Bitcoin 4-year cycle. It's going to be built on real revenue generating assets that then can feed into the blockchain ecosystem. Like right now, you just have to hope some more people come in to buy your token, no matter what it is. Bitcoin now has the ETFs. So you have BlackRock and Fidelity and all these big hedge funds buying Bitcoin. That's why Bitcoin didn't drop like all the other altcoins. They have huge institutional money buying them. So for Bitcoin to go up, you have to have new people coming in to buy it. Once you have an RWA token that's structured the right way, you don't have to have new people coming in, because those businesses are creating revenue every single day, every single month, that then is fed back into the ecosystem. So I think that's going to give a lot of more stability in this cryptocurrency space and blockchain. Yeah, if you guys want to watch that whole video we watched, it's from Anthony Popolano. It's on my X. I'm at michaeltharp.edu. Really good video to watch. I think, yeah, I think that was it. So yeah, guys, I think I haven't talked to Ricardo about this, but I think we are going to go live tomorrow at 2:30 because I really want to cover this live. To me, this is probably the biggest catalyst we could have, right? Trump appointing an AI and crypto czar, and he's going to host a press conference about digital assets and how America will secure its position as leader. So if you are in the cryptocurrency space, you love blockchain, you love RWA, I would be watching this, or at least get the updates later when you can, because I think this is going to be absolutely massive when it comes to the cryptocurrency space. And again, that is why I'm so big on T7X and Trusted Smart Chain. Is we're going to finally have regulatory clarity. This team is well connected. Okay. We've talked about the connections they have before with Trump's crypto czar. They know lots of these senators that are drafting on that board. So the fact that T7X has that connection to them is absolutely amazing. Hopefully one day we could get him on the show. I know he's really busy, but Trent Staggs, I've seen him on a Zoom before. He ran for Senate in Utah. He was endorsed by Trump. He's been to Mar-a-Lago many times to meet with the different crypto summits. So the fact that you have somebody with that much credibility leading this team and advising them, and he has those connections in Washington to make sure all the regulations are in place, there's trust and transparency in audits, to me is an absolute game changer. So again, congratulations to all my silver stackers. Let's not forget that as we're going through this crypto bull run. You still want to make sure you're getting real physical assets delivered to your door every single day at the best price, not overpaying. And guys, this is why we are so big on assets, is you can't lose with assets, right? Get solid, good cryptocurrency and understand how to move in DeFi. Get real physical gold and silver delivered to your door at the best prices. Be on the cutting edge of blockchain technology with real world assets where you can purchase a node one time and get paid and get rewarded tokens into your wallet every single day without having to do everything. Well, real world assets secure what is going on in that ecosystem, guys. I'm absolutely excited what is going to happen in 2025. We might go live at 2:30 for that. We'll have to see what's going on. But either way, we'll be back tomorrow at about 10:15 to bring you guys more news and information, as so much is going on right now. So much winning. Excited for you guys to win with us. And let me get this question here from Paul. What do you think about the Beam node, and what 3 depend projects would you recommend? Yeah. So again, guys, I love nodes. Okay. Now, some nodes work, some don't do well, some do. All right. My Gala node, fire. I paid $7,000 for it, has paid me 10 times more. Beam nodes will be up and running in Q1. So sometime in February or March, as soon as that information comes out, I will let you guys know, and I'll do videos on it. As far as the DPen, let me look at the categories. And DPen, I think will be probably the 3rd biggest narrative. And for those of you who don't know, that stands for decentralized physical infrastructure. Let me find, they don't get easy to find them here. I don't know whether they're in order on CoinGecko. Let's see if I can, I'll try to find it. There we go. So this is basically like, you could think of it as like little machines that can connect with each other and talk and communicate. And some of these, I wouldn't really say are DPen. Some of them are. So like BitTensor Tau, again, it's another narrative. This is why I think BitTensor is doing so well right now. And I talked about this in my crypto group. But I would consider it more of an AI than a DPIN. So there is a lot of crossover here. Like to me, I think render's too big. I still love theta. I still hold theta. Now I'm going to keep going down. Now grass, I think, is great. I think grass has tons of promise. We farmed that airdrop, and I think we made about $500. And I'm just staking it right now. Okay, so this one right here, Paul, Aether. Which reminds me, I have Aether nodes. So again, I don't talk about it too much, okay? But I think Aether will be huge. They're making more revenue than anyone else in the DPEN sector. It's not even close. And their market cap's only 250 million. So real working product. They are providing processing power to AI and video games, massively undervalued at 4 cents. I don't even know if you can buy a node now, or they might be really expensive, but I have 3 of those nodes, have not sold any of them. IONET, I do not own this one, but a lot of the people I follow are saying it's really, really good, and it's only 223 market cap. So IONET, I would definitely research that one. I'm a big fan of Flux. I don't know if they have the hype, but that's a legit serious project that I think is doing well. Pinlink is super. Oh my gosh, Pinlink is down to, oh wow. I might be going to buy some Pinlink after this. I'll be honest with you guys. This is another great project, very similar to Ether. This is, talk about a sale, guys. I'm glad I held off on buying this because this thing was like at, I want to say, yeah, like almost $4. So this thing was 372 December 11th, and now it's at $1.02. So yeah, massive sale there. And again, guys, nothing's changed. Okay, like a solid project is still a solid project. Shout out to Raymond on the live. It's my node brother. So I'm a fan of Hash AI. I'm still holding them. But again, they went up 46. You know, that's why those dips, guys, those dips happen just today. Those would be my top ones. I am a big fan of Edge, which I'm surprised is this high. Because we do have this. Our group bought this together. It's already back at where we bought it at, like 110. So the fact that, yeah, I think we got it. I can't remember where, but maybe somewhere in here. But Edge is holding up. So those of you in my crypto group, DeFiSchool.com, that bought in, Edge is doing well. Think about that, guys. We're still in the profit, and the market's bleeding this bad, and altcoins are down, and Edge is up from where we bought it like over a month ago. These guys have massive utility, tons of working product, lots of revenue, but their marketing just isn't point. Like there's no hype on them right now. So once more people find out about Edge, I think Edge could really, really blow up once they get in there. After that, I don't think there's anything past Edge I would look at that I'm aware of. So those would be my top DPEN plays. And yeah, for sure, Paul, appreciate it. Hold on, let me see here. All right, I don't know why that's from. All right, it's finally working. All right, I think my mic might have started or stopped. Let me see. Raymond, can you hear me? No, they're still going. All right. Yes, hype. I forgot to mention that, Raymond. Hype is holding up well. That is another AI play we are in. So those of you in my DeFi school, we're crushing it. We're going to be crushing it because of hype and Tau. So I would really be focused on those two ecosystems right now. Did hype go down? Where's hype? I thought it was like up a bunch today. Let me double check. So Hyperliquid is a DeFi trading platform. Must have came back down. Yeah, so you were able to get that below $20. Yeah, so it dipped below 20 on Sunday and came up. So Hype and Tau are showing the biggest strength coming out of this last market dip. All right, guys, that is all I have for you. I don't know if you guys can hear me. My computer's lagging right now, but appreciate everyone jumping on. We will be live tomorrow at some point. Just look at your Facebook and YouTube. And don't get shit out in this market, guys. They're going to try to make you think this is all over. They want you to stop paying attention, sell your bags, and go away. We're not going anywhere. We are... We've been around for too long. We got too much experience to leave you guys high and dry. So guys, get excited for the sale on this dip. Get your physical assets. Learn and get educated about real world assets. And if you don't have a node yet, make sure you get some. And we're just going to keep winning, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Lace up. Let's get wealthy.